See, Alfred, I'm out here in Los Angeles, not quite downtown, but I'm on the outskirts here a little bit, on Lucas and 6th Street. But this is Lucas that runs through here. I'm at PIH Health, which is the new name for the Hospital of the Good Samaritan, the Hospital of the Good Samaritan where Robert F. Kennedy died. And they have the, it's interesting when you go in here, this is the hospital that right here on the left where Robert Kennedy died. He died on the 5th floor. He was operated on the 9th floor, and which I thought was, you know, I don't know. They just put him through a lot on that operation. They knew they were going to lose him. You know, it was a severe head wound, point blank range, I mean. And up there in one of those floors, it's the 5th floor. I can't really count from here, but see, what's interesting, there used to be a street that ran through here because there's you know, when I was watching it, when I was a kid, there was cars running through here. But you see, there's a big crater down here now. It's a valley down there. See, I don't know how what they did. They went and just excavated this area and took the street out. There was a street right here because people were walking in and out of the hospital. You know, Frank Mankiewicz, you know, his press secretary, the police walking in and out. But here's the facade. See, this is what's original. This is where you've seen famous people walking through here. I mean, it's incredible that here it is, you know, and that I can still walk here and film this, because I think they're trying to conserve it. They're gonna preserve it, you know. But see here, it says right there. It says the Hospital of the Good Samaritan, right on that facade. There's the windows that go in there. It looks very 60s, you know. And then here again, it says the Hospital of the Good Samaritan in bigger letters, but I can't, you know, get a real good visual on it because, you know, I have this, you know, this barrier here. But as I go along, I'll do it this way. See, and then it's really interesting the way they did it. They did a nice job on this, the way they originally put it together. Now on this side again, it says the Hospital of the Good Samaritan on this side. See. And to know that this great man passed away here, you know, I mean, it's just really intense, you know what I'm saying? Like, boy, man, I mean, this man died here, the late Senator Robert Francis Kennedy, man. And here down below is the new hospital. See, that's part of the new hospital here as you go along. And you see what they did. They just took out this street, and nobody seems to know anything about this street. Only the Path newsreel shows it. Path A newsreel, from, I believe it's from France. I forgot who did that newsreel, but it shows. But see, it's there's a valley down there now. But there's a street called Chateau, Shatto, where I believe that's the street that came up here. But there it is. There's the hospital. There's you see there's boxes, and it's just like a storeroom. They just store things in there. There's a print shop where Robert Kennedy died, is a print shop, that room he died in, you know. And here's a doctor coming in. But you know, sadly that morning when Senator Kennedy was, you know, this is like 1 in the morning, June 6, 1968. Here's the window going into the hospital. They asked Mrs. Kennedy, Ethel, Senator Kennedy's wife, can you sign the consent forms to take the senator off I think he was on a heart-lung machine. And that's kind of, you know, it's just something I got to look into a little bit, because they said his heart was beating, but I don't know if his heart was assisted by the heart-lung machine. But there was no brain waves because of that horrible wound. I mean, it's point blank range right behind the right ear. And it was a killer shot, you know, obviously. And when they asked Mrs. Kennedy, can you sign the consent form? She says, I'm not going to kill my husband. And she's crying and very upset, you know. So then Jacqueline Lee Bouvier Kennedy, the widow of our late beloved President John Fitzgerald Kennedy, she was there in the room with Teddy and the other family members. She says, hand me the consent forms, I'll sign them. She says, let's let Bobby go. I mean, that's just a very powerful moment, man. Because they were very close, you know. Jackie and Bobby, and it's just a real dramatic moment, in American history, man. I think, it's just, that family was just, they captured our imagination, and that was really the end of the 60s. It was really the end of the dream of the Kennedys getting in the White House, because it was really, when you look at it, it was really John and Robert Kennedy that really stirred the American people, to service, to say, hey, man, I want to better this country the way they want to, I want to follow them, they were our crusaders, but especially Bobby, because, he went into the barrios, he went into the ghettos, and John Fitzgerald Kennedy would not do that, he would, he was more of a polished, dashing Ivy League guy, and Bobby was more like a blue collar guy, he just mixed it up with anybody. And you meet with anybody, But I want to just show you how tragic things are now. When you go down this street, this is Lucas, right? And you just look at what the mess that this has become. The city of Los Angeles, and it's a disgrace because it's the city council, the mayor Garcetti really was one of the main culprits in destroying the city, because he allowed vagrancy, allowed, loitering, panhandling, your public urination, defecation, tent cities, all that shit that he initiated. It was like, hey, they're part of us, they're part of our neighbors. Oh no, they're not. They're vagrants. That's what they're not. Homeless people. These are invaders that come into our cities and do not want to work. A lot of them are destroyed through crystal methamphetamine. They're useless. They should be put in a state hospital. They don't belong in society because, see, the Democrat, globalist, Marxist, socialist, slavery party doesn't believe in indecency. They think that these pariahs belong on the streets. Now, see, right here it's deceiving. You see these guys are working out here and it looks pretty clean. But just look on, this is Wilshire Boulevard. Just look on this side. Look, you got nothing but encampments here. See that? Blocking the public right of way. See what they've done, the Democrat, globalist, Marxist, socialist, slavery party, they said, F you Americans, we don't believe in what you believe in, we don't believe in the Constitution of the United States of America. We're going to foist these people on you because we don't care about you. We really don't give a damn about you and your quality of life. So we're going to dump them on you. Because that's the city of LA I'm talking about. Now, like I said, go to San Fernando. You see that there? No. You go to Azusa? No. You go to Valencia, various, about Simi Valley, Copland. That's where the cops live. Do you think they're going to live in this crap hole? See, we look across the street, you get a better view of this. And I got to go over here to the housing authority and deal with this landlord of mine raising the rent. And wouldn't you know it, the inhabitants of these encampments are black people. I'm telling you, black people are really they're a disgrace, man. As a people, they have no shame. There's a big black dude right across the street, right? They're just a bunch of savages and Neanderthals that don't want to work. They have no shame. Malcolm X, Minister Malcolm X, Malik al-Shabazz, I've quoted him many a time, when he said, when ghetto living seems normal, you have no shame, no privacy. You know that 40%, Alfred, 40% of the inhabitants of Skid Row are black people. 40% of them. And there's only 13% of them in the nation. And we're talking about a city, that's even less. See? So who are the culprits here? Okay? Who are the ones that are living in the street? The majority are black people. Because they are really, to me, they seem to have a mental defect. They have no shame, generally. There's some that are pretty out of sight, pretty cool, But the majority are shucking and jiving, man, They're trying to make it appear like they're doing something, but they're doing nothing because they're lazy Fs. You see what the jobs they get? They're security guards standing around doing nothing. Bus drivers, they want those jobs. City workers, because they want to shuffle paper around and easy jobs like that. Well, I'll let you go, Alfred. I thought I'd show you that. Isn't it the irony that Robert F. Kennedy died in that building right around the corner? You have these pariahs living on the streets. Can you imagine if the late senator were to come back to life, what Bobby would think if he saw this? He would really be heartbroken that all his work that he put into effect to try to help black folks. And look at where they are, they're on the damn street. Come down to Alvarado and Wilshire if you want to see a disaster. Man, 99 cent store closed and moved on, man. This place is a sewer. You take care, bye.